Perhaps I gave up on my rate call for 2025 too early. Don't know if you guys saw this, but the one and only Kevin O'Leary out on national broadcast saying the Fed cannot cut in 2025. Basically says that the inflation readings from last week are too great and going the wrong direction, and the Fed would be derelict in duty if they were to cut rates. I do think that is interesting. I think we will know a lot more because I do think this is boiling down to labor or inflation. Perhaps I am too negative on the labor market and things will get better. I don't think so, but I guess we're going to have to see because, again, labor and inflation seem to be going the different direction. And unfortunately, with stagflation, you've got to pick one or the other. My current guess is they will pick labor and deliver that September rate cut. And I'm still sticking with the 50 basis point cut. It is currently 0, but I am happy to be wrong because, again, it's always a learning opportunity. But that is where I'm at. But again, Kevin O'Leary says the housing market will stay in a state of stagnation. And last week's reports were, quote unquote, crushing inflation reading. So that is what Kevin O'Leary bases his no rate cut in 2025 on. Howard Marks is out talking about 3 warnings. This is very much about the stock market. Howard Mark warns about 1, over concentration. Apparently, the Magnificent 7 make up roughly 32% of the S&P 500. Which again means 493 companies make up the other 68, which does seem like a concentration. Number 2, this is one we do have to watch for. This was a sign of eventual pain last time, and that is credit market risks. The spreads in the credit market are really tight now. There is not much delta between junk and AAA, for example. The spreads are remarkably tight. Number 3, inflation and policy. Again, in this report, Howard Marks is basically saying the Fed is either going to have to A, fight inflation, or B, fight the labor market. And as we've been talking about for a better part of a year, that does not give the Fed a lot of great options because the tools that they have are powerful but muted. If they cut rates, inflation could take off. If they hold rates, or dare I say raise rates, then the labor market will implode. These are the things that Howard Marks are issuing as warnings. Let's do some real quick earnings. We got Palo Alto Network yesterday, beat top line, bottom line, and raised guidance. Home Depot this morning missed top line, missed bottom line, which means they didn't sell enough tools, and the earnings they made per tool were less than expected. Although they did maintain guidance for the rest of the year, so they did not lower guidance. They actually said, the CEO said homeowners have a deferral mindset, and that began in mid-2023. I do think the housing market is interesting. Again, we have been in a depression for 2.5, 3 years. Mortgage, realtors, now Home Depot. And what I see occurring in that housing market, which again is about 12% of the economy, is eventually, someday in the future, we are going to see demand come back in a big way. Likely rate driven, but we shall see. Also got earnings from Viking Cruise Line. Again, beat top line, bottom line, which just tells me the baby boomers are living a good life. Viking is not a cheap cruise. I've been on one before. Not cheap, but interesting. I won't do one for a while. It's definitely an older crowd, slower, definitely older and slower crowd. But they did beat top line, bottom line, and 96% of their 2025 cruises are at capacity. So they've only got 4% left to fill up every ship the remainder of this year. And then after hours today, folks, we will get Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is very interesting because they feed the top end of the market. We have seen in past earnings where maybe Lennar and KB Homes were struggling, that Toll Brothers stood out because, again, their customer base is the top of the pyramid. So it'll be interesting to see what Toll Brothers does after hours today. We did get housing starts today. Again, housing starts often seen as a misnomer because it's not only single family homes, but it does include multifamily. Housing starts were expected to fall to 1.29 million annualized, and instead they rose to 1.43. Again, this was not really because of single family homes. While single family homes were up 2.8%, it was really multifamily. Multifamily starts increased 11.6%. On the flip side, while the starts were bullish, the permits were bearish. Housing permits disappointed, coming in significantly below expectations at 1.35. There was actually a 10% drop in multifamily permits. So again, something to keep an eye on. Scott Bessent's talking about 11 strong Fed chairs. The interviews will happen starting after Labor Day. I would expect a short list to be with the president probably by the end of September. And maybe we will know who the next Fed president is by October 15th, something like that. Probably, certainly before Halloween, I would think. So again, that will be interesting. I do want to congratulate somebody who got their first deal. Yes, folks, we are sending out a golden ticket. Quinn, congratulations on your first deal. Your card will be going out in the mail. Remember, folks, I like to recognize you. If you get your first deal, I will send you a golden ticket. If you get your next deal, I'll send you a black card. You can only get one golden ticket, but you can get as many black cards as you would like. Many people have gotten 10, 11, 12. So let us celebrate your success. Let us celebrate you doing the work. And Quinn, congratulations on your first deal. I do want to highlight we got 3 new members of school. We're now at 464. We only need 36 more people to join. 67 pennies a day. We'll be at 500. And then as promised, I will add the Get the Money Right course to the curriculum for free, just so you can have more goodies. Let's congratulate Rakesh, Jamie, and Brad. Thank you for joining. Again, introduce yourself, meet all of the wonderful people, all the other everyday wealth builders going the same direction. And we're now at 84 tickets sold for Vegas. The Pace Morby video is already live in school, but it will be going live on YouTube at noon. As you saw in that video, or if you haven't seen it, you will. Pace Morby is very confident that his community will show up. It is my hope that you, the One Rental at a Time family, show up and buy your tickets early. Again, I'm hoping to sell 100 tickets by the end of the month. We need 16 more. So hopefully you guys can get in and buy before the Sub 2 community really gets a hold of this, which will start this afternoon at noon. So you have been warned. There is no extra space. We were at capacity, and you have been warned. SoftBank is taking a $2 billion investment in Intel. I heard it was rumored that the U.S. government might take a 10% stake. I have not seen follow through on that, so don't know if SoftBank came in and took care of that or not, but it does seem like Intel is getting some increased backing. Home builder confidence came out yesterday and was very disappointing. I don't know how it could be any good. Builder sentiment's been negative for 16 months in a row, consecutive months in a row. Again, this is just the bottoming process. Eventually, this will turn, and it will be a different cycle, but we are still at this bottom. It came in at 32, was expected to be 34. Lastly, we'll talk about the accountability group that Jared and team did. Again, just giving you a highlight, we do have 8 accountability groups every day of the week. Find the one that fits your schedule, join it, get around other wealth builders. They talked about inspections, remodeling, commercial real estate, wholesalers, and some software. So again, very much about what is actually working, what are folks doing. And then finally, what do you think of my new hat? I'm just curious. I like it. Everyday Wealth Builders. Got my little logo on it. It comes in white or black. You can get it on the website, onerentalatatime.com. This is something I'm getting behind. Everyday Wealth Builders. All right, folks, have fun. Again, go buy your Vegas tickets. Let's get to 100. Let's show up. let's not let the sub 2 community dominate the event. And we'll just see you there. All right. Take care. Later.